session. My name is Geeta Kanina, and today I'm going to cover oral English. So in terms of oral English, I just want to remind you, and maybe ask myself as well, what kind of objectives we are trying to achieve, and what is going to be asked from you in the exam. So the first thing that you need to remember is that you will need to be able to recognize different vowels. So basically the sounds of English and consonant types, and as well as correct accent and connected speech. I'd like to particularly pay attention to the fact that you will be asked about 15 questions during the exam. Sorry. During the exam related to these sounds and related to recognition of the accent and connected speech altogether. I'd like to mention that on Ilim Tutor website, you can access some training videos and you can access some practice videos related to vowel sounds. So today's focus is going to be your ability to recognize different vowels. So just a quick reminder and quick recap on the vowels. So I am going to go over a quick exercise where I want to name all the vowels, the short ones and the long ones, and I want to see if you can recognize them when I am pronouncing the words. So you need to know or recognize what is the common vowel in these three next words: boxing, ring, and whistle. It is I. So in number 2, please listen out. Netball, medal. What vowel is this? It's E. So in number 3, I'd like you to listen. Fans, handball, athletics, and match. And it's A. Vowel A. In terms of number 4, hockey and volleyball, which vowel sound is that? So it's O. Number 5, umpire and luck. And that's the vowel sound A. And for number 6, you would have football, push and put, and the sound is O. In terms of long vowels, oh, sorry, missed one. So E is better, tournament, and loser. In terms of long vowels, I'd like to remind you that we have this vowel that is going to be common in the next words that I'm going to pronounce: team, arena, and referee. So the vowel is E. And number 2, pass, basketball, sparring, and partner. That's vowel R. Number 3, ball, tennis court, and draw. That's O. Number 4, boot, lose, and shoes. So the vowel is going to be U. I hope you guessed that one. Number 5, hurt and reserve. And the vowel sound is So this is how many vowels you can encounter in English. They are short and long, and you need to be able to recognize them in different words, in different contexts, to be able to answer the test questions. Also, you need to remember, sorry, that in English you have double vowel sounds. They are called diphthongs. So in terms of diphthongs, you have 8 of them. So just to give you some examples, just to remind us of what we are dealing with. So the first one is I, which is I for ice and hide and deny. Then we have A, which is aid, hate, day, wait, fate, and stay. Then you have oi, which is as in oil, choice, toy, and joy, and boy. So, and then you have or, which is or in road, below, nose, note, and no. So in terms of the next diphthong, you have ow, which is out, loud, how, clown, and some other examples you can see on the screen. And then you have next vowel, which is kind of beer, dear, peer, hero, and ear. And then you have careful, where, hair, and bear. And then you have cure, fuel, sure, pure, and lure. So this is just a quick recap and reminder of these diphthong sounds that you need to be able to recognize. So in terms of the practice questions, let's look at some specific practice questions. So one of the practice questions that you could face during the exam would be, you would have to look at the words such as money and choose a word that has the same vowel sound as underlined. Yeah, underlined here. And you need to firstly think, what is that sound? What are they trying to ask me? And think and maybe even try on a piece of paper to use IPA and identify what sound that is. So how do you say this word? Money. So the vowel sound that we are looking for, or they are looking for in a test, is ah. Now we need to look at the examples A to E and identify which word it's going to have exactly the same vowel sound. So in A, what word is that? How could we phonetically describe it? It's sh, shan, okay? So let's look at B just to make sure. So B is warm. So this is how we phonetically transcribe this word. So the vowel sound in this word is going to be O. So in C, you are going to have norm. So the vowel sound is going to be O, which is the long vowel. In D, you are going to have lock, and the sound is O. And in E, you're going to have mouth. And the vowel sound is going to be a diphthong in the middle, which is ow. So from this, we can see that our answer is A, because in shun, the vowel that we're looking for is here. So this would be the correct answer for your question. Have you got any questions so far?
Yeah, actually, the question now is, why is it written as money and pronounced as money, not money with O? So why is it not like lock? Why is it similar to shun and not option D, lock? This is my question.
It's because in English language, you don't have basically, it's not a phonetic language, so it doesn't, you don't pronounce it the way it's written. So it comes from the origin of the language, that it's a mixed language that is combined from French and English, which is Anglo-Saxon, and Old German. So as the language has evolved, certain forms has been accepted and certain pronunciation for the words has been accepted as a received pronunciation. So that's what we are practicing in British English, received pronunciation. And unfortunately, you just need to know it. It's not the most phonetic language. That's why we use phonetic transcription to describe how it sounds. Does it kind of answer your question? It doesn't help with your practice. You just literally have to know it.
Yeah, thank
and
you very
have
much.
to recognize these sounds through practicing the phonetic transcription for the words. And you need to just know how it sounds. So you don't say money. Maybe you say money in some kind of accent, but in received pronunciation you say money. It could be that in some parts of English you could hear that somebody says money, but in this situation it's money. That's why the answer is shun.
Thank you very much. That answers my
Yeah,
question.
sorry it doesn't help with the learning the language. That's why English is quite a complex language in some ways. So let's have a look at another example where we'll have to choose the word that has the same vowel, and the question is bottle, and the sound, we need to identify the sound, and the sound is O, bottle, the vowel sound bottle. So in terms of making sure how we know the correct answer, I would advise that you use IPA and think about the vowels that are used in the words given from A to D, and then kind of like decipher them. So for A, you would have watch. Okay, so the vowel sound is O. For B, you would say cover, so you would have two vowel sounds, which is vowel sounds A and E. For C, you would have sun, which is kind of similar to cover, which is A. The vowel sound is A. For D, you would have water. So you have two vowels, O and E. So from this, we can obviously deduce that our answer for this question is A. So bottle and watch. So the same vowel sound, even though it's pronounced spelled differently, sorry, it's pronounced the same. Bottle and watch. So that's the answer for this question.
Can I ask a question, please?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so option C is sun, S-O-N. That's
Yes.
how we pronounce it here in Nigeria. So what about S-U-N, the sun? Like, is there any difference in terms of the transcription? S-O-N and S-U-N.
Let's have a look at the transcription for sun. Okay. And the transcription, even though the spelling is different, the transcription for sun, let me find the typing tool, is the same. So you would write, as you said, sun, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And transcription would be exactly the same, sun, because this is the way you say it. That's why we call it phonetic transcription. So this is how you won't be able to go wrong if you know the phonetic symbols and phonetic transcription for the words. So it's going to be the same.
Okay.
in these two examples. Does this answer your question?
Yes, it does.
Okay, fantastic. So in terms of the next, sorry. Okay, so sorry, something went wrong with my slideshow. In terms of the next question, we are going to look at this example where you need to identify this sound and find the matching sound in the examples A to D. So in order to know which one is the matching sound in these examples, you need to know what sound you are looking at, and this sound is the long vowel and it's full, like in silly, full. You could say you're full to think that you can learn all the vowels in one day. It probably takes more than one day to learn the phonetic transcription for all the vowels. But with a bit of practice, I'm sure, and I can reassure you, everyone can do it. So let's look at the phonetic transcription for the examples given, just to make sure that we know which one is the correct answer and we can prove it. So in terms of A, you have foot. So the vowel sound is O. In terms of B, you have book, which is the same as in A. In terms of C, you have push, and it's the same as in the previous examples. But as you can see in D, you have move, like in fool. And the answer is D. Fool, move. Have you got any questions about this?
No, I understand this.
Mm-hmm. Okay, right. One more example. So this one is a little bit trickier because this one deals with diphthongs. Diphthongs are a little bit trickier than just short or long vowels. So you have an example where you have to identify sound that's in this word given and find the correct answer in A to E. So in terms of this sound, as I said, it's a diphthong. Diphthong is a double vowel sound. You say bait, as in a little bit of food that you use to catch a fish, for example, if you go fishing. So bait. So for A, the phonetic transcription is going to be gauge. For B, it's going to be bite, like having a bite to eat. For C, it's plait, like plaiting hair. And for D is height. And sorry, that was premature. For E is trap. So here the answer is going to be, as you can see, A. So bait and gauge. So the diphthongs sound A. However, you must know that in US English, you mustn't confuse. C can also be pronounced as plate, not plat, but also plate. So here comes in the knowledge and ability to recognize the different pronunciation in British and American English. Have you got any questions about this? I don't kid you, it's not easy, but it's possible to learn how to recognize these sounds. And if you have been using English for a long time, you will be able to know these things. Have you got
Yeah,
any questions about this?
I actually have a question. So my question is, as far as JAMB is concerned, I know that they rely on British, it's based on British English. But my question now is, when it comes to this option where it says plat and plate, so which English are you speaking right now? Like which one is it? Is it British English or American English?
So just so you know, this is British English, plat is British English, and plate is American English. So as you identified for us, in this exam, British English is going to be used, right?
Yes.
Can you confirm that?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So most of the time they will be the pronunciation will be very similar between British and American English, but there are obviously some Americanisms that are quite a contrasting Americanisms to British English that you need to know. And we will cover, you know, loads of examples for you to make sure you are aware of this issue and
So,
you don't confuse them.
so for the benefit of all, I just want to confirm from you, which English are you speaking? That's my question now. Are
Yes,
you
I speak British
English,
English.
British English or American?
I speak British English and I use British English for these exercises.
Okay, all right.
Because I live in Britain as well and I studied at the British University.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks.
Yeah, just to reassure you. Okay, so these were 5 examples from some of the tests, some of the test practice. So have you got any questions so far for this session?
Yeah, I think you've answered most of the questions that I have. So I think that's all I have for now.
Okay, so I would just say, do not panic. You need to just practice as it is said, very well said in British English. They come and keep practicing. That will get you through this part of the exam smoothly. And just to kind of bring your attention to, this is a very good British kind of app that you can use to practice the phonetic sounds and practice the words and practice the IPA to be able to transcribe words with confidence. So this is definitely a good app to go if you can access it or use the British Council website online if you can.
Is it free?
I think so, yes. I think so. I think so. Just let me check.
Okay.
But I think it is free. It should be free. If not, then it's usually just a small fee that you can pay, but most of the British Council stuff is for free that I've looked before. Okay, so this would be a little short practice in vowels, and we will definitely come back and do some more practice in with specific examples.
Thank you very much.
I think, yeah, maybe because I kind of expected to spend more time on each slide. I think I need to prepare more